Do you remember a time when we didn't have spaceflight?
Yeah, right now.
What? Well, we do have spaceflight, we just don't have our own rockets.
That seems like we don't have spaceflight.
They're actually building them, and they're trying to make commercial spaceflight rockets now, which is the entire point of the SpaceX program, I believe.
Yeah, but SpaceX is Elon Musk. Regardless, we don't really have a space program anymore, and that's sad because NASA's the reason we have Velcro and capacitors.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hey guys, I'm Crypto Spook, and this is Go for Launch Mercury.
And this is Moriarty, and I'm actually really excited about this game because the idea of going to space is a dream of mine.
Really? You
Oh
want to go
my
to
God.
Mars?
I would go to Mars. You know, when they did the Mars thing and they were like, you'd have to leave your family forever and never come home, I was like, this is possibly a good option for me. I love my family. I want to see them again. But you get to go to Mars.
Well, Mars is there, that's true. You can't really deny that. I don't know if I would do it. I mean, I think it would be fun and interesting, but I think it would also be a lot of work. And I'm pretty sure we're probably both too old to even be selected at this point, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think they want people who are like 22 years old and have never eaten an ounce of fat or tasted sugar or had caffeine in their entire life.
That sounds about right.
Or were alternatively exceedingly rich.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's the one thing about the SpaceX program is you can buy commercial spaceflight tickets for the future.
Right?
If you're exceedingly rich, I think they're selling them for like what, $150,000 a seat or something like that.
I don't know. I think it's more than that because Virgin, when they decided to do their low orbit stuff, which gets you technically into space, technically,
Very
that was
technically.
$200,000.
You know, speaking of very technically, that's what this game is. This game is based off of the Mercury space program, which is when we first sent a man into space. After the Russians, of course, but we sent them into space and then right back down to Earth just to prove that we could slip the surly bonds of Earth.
And this is
This is the Mercury program. Yes, this is what they did. This is an exact replica of the cockpit. All the switches and everything, it's all analog. There's the only digital thing in there is the little TV screen, and I'm pretty sure that's probably still analog.
of course it's still analog. If it was in the 60s, it'd be tubes and ray tubes and super
Cathode ray tube,
tubes and
CRT.
ultra tubes, tubes inside of tubes. I heard you like tubes, so I put tubes in your tubes. Like, that's the kind of TV that you'd have there. In fact, looking at that TV's representation is better quality than the actual television would have been.
And I will tell you that the resolution in this game was not the greatest. It wasn't terrible, but I put it on low because I'm like, man, this is going to be a really intense game. It's space, there's going to be long render distance. Boy, was I wrong. I should have picked ultra quality because it was hard to read some of the dip switches I needed to find. They give you a list of switches, and they say, all right, this is the checklist of things that you need to do to launch the space shuttle. And there's no highlighting, there's nothing. There's just, stuff labeled on a board. So this is all like 1960s era equipment. I felt like I was back in the Navy again, trying to figure out how to turn on a radar or something.
I like how, for you to understand 1960s equipment, you think about the modern military.
The modern military still uses quite a deal of old technology. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because a lot of it is naturally EM protected because they don't have digital circuits.
Sure. You know, I'm not sure that I like that you can go outside of your ship.
Yeah, it's just a camera, but it was kind of useful. This is a seated experience. Obviously, you're in a space capsule, so there's not really a need to be standing. I don't think I would probably want to be standing under, like 7 to 13 Gs?
I think it can go up to like 15, yeah.
That's crazy.
That's insane, and people pass out. That's why they put you in these things for, 10 years to train to go to space one time.
So is this what you imagine when you think of going to space?
Man, there's something about it, right? There's just something about going into space because all of mankind is beneath you at that point. Everybody is lower than you are. You're looking at all human beings. That's pretty intense.
The only people higher than you are the people on the International Space Station.
I mean, just think about it, though. At any point, International Space Station goes around the world like 27 times a day or an hour or something insane like that, right? I mean, it just spins. And and if you think about it, they're seeing all of known life in a single day, in a single hour. Like, how insane is that? If you just look out your window.
To see the curvature of the Earth.
Exactly. But, I mean, like, all of that. You look outside your window for 1 hour's time and you've seen everything that mankind has ever built, known, touched, or loved.
That's very inspiring.
It's insane. So, like, yeah, space is my jam, bro. I absolutely want to go to space. I don't like this outdoor camera thing. I think that takes it away from it. If they're gonna do something.
Well, otherwise it's really boring. There's only 2 little porthole windows, and they're in like such weird spots that you can't even look at them. So this game does not have a price. It is not released. It doesn't come out until September 2017. However, if you're looking for a simulator to fly a space shuttle, I don't really know of any other ones you could really try. So I guess this is your best bet, but you gotta wait till September to give it a shot.
That's a good point. There's not really a whole lot of other options.
Yeah, no other competition. The one thing that I did do is they let you take over free control of the ship once you can find all the switches that you need to flip. Once I did that, I put my ship into an uncontrollable spin on purpose just to see if they would let me do it, and they did.
Excellent. And did it affect you in any way?
No.
That's
Nope.
unfortunate.
Yeah. And then I tried to crash the space shuttle on the way back in. I also could not do that. So we don't know how much the game costs. I know that there's not a whole lot of content, but maybe they're planning on bringing in other, like the Discovery and stuff like that. And if they do that, then I could definitely see this game being worth probably $10 to $15. But if it's a space simulator and it's a flying simulator, I know they're going to ask for more money than that because simulators always do, and they definitely went into accuracy on this.
One of the things I think you need to keep in mind is that this is by a company that has a lot of education behind them. Not just entertainment, but they actually want to allow students to use this to learn about astronomy, spaceflight, history, to kind of get into that. Now, they are planning on adding in 7 different missions, from Atlas and Redstone to all sorts of different... There's going to be 7 different missions in here.
That would certainly make it worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, where you can go in and you can play everything, including canceled missions that never actually got to take place. You'll also have mission control rooms. You'll have spacecraft hangars and all of that kind of stuff going on. So it's not just the one thing that we're seeing now.
Well, if that's the case, and judging by the level of detail that they put into this cockpit, I'm going to say that the game is going to wind up being amazing.
I'm super excited for it. I'm so excited. And that's because I look at this and I go, this is my opportunity to fly a spaceship. Because let's face it, I'm probably never going to get to fly a spaceship. It's just not something that's in the cards for me.
Yeah, I'd like to fly a jet. That would be nice. But that's like the greatest sports car ever.
Oh my God, yeah. You know, get to see what Audi's talking about all the time, right?
Right.
It's probably going to be the one spacecraft, and then they're going to sell 3 copies of the game, and they're going to stop playing. They're going to stop making it because they've only sold, one little thing. So I can absolutely see them doing a lot more and sticking with it because they have bigger plans than just producing a game for Steam players.
That's true. The educational aspects of this game are going to work out really well. I've thought myself about making educational things for the Vive, and I can't think of a better thing to do with the Vive than make educational tools with it. Like, if I can explain to somebody and say, put this on, all the instructions are in there, it shows you exactly how to do it. I know for a fact that they've already done it because they've done it in virtual reality. It's taught them how to do the job. They're not going to need much more training.
Right, yeah, exactly. So I'm super, super excited. And you're absolutely right that you should have turned up the graphics on this, because I tell you what, I've seen some of the press releases, I've seen some of the press screenshots and videos and stuff, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. Granted, perhaps those are bullshots, but I don't think so. I think that they do look great. On top of that, there's an additional little piece of information that's also very exciting about this game. Would you like to know what it is?
What's that?
They're going to introduce a VR free mode.
So you don't need the VR headset to play it?
So you won't need the VR headset to play it as well. That means that there will be people who are able to pick up this game without having the headset. You just won't get the fully immersive experience out of it. It's designed for VR first, but you don't have to have that.
Oh, that's good.
Which I think is a nice thing to add into a game like this. Yes, the VR changes it. Yes, VR makes it more. It makes it a bigger, more expansive experience. It really does change things. But I think that it is a smart decision to have a non-VR mode as well. I think that's an important thing for anybody who's trying to make money with a VR game and they're not having thousands of dollars towards a marketing budget.
So, would you buy the game?
I would buy the game. 7 different missions in 7 different spaceships, going to space, being able to do stuff. I tell you what, man, if I'm playing this game, I'm not going to use that other little camera because I want that experience. I want that immersion. I want to go in there and be like, we're going down. We got a problem. That's what I want.
Oh, you can do Star Trek Bridge Crew, but, in a space shuttle.
Yeah, but with Star Trek, you have to deal with Ubisoft and...
Oh, that's a good point. Good point.
Play.
Okay, guys, so that is Go for Launch Mercury. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. If you like it, like it. If you don't like it, don't like it. And if you did like it, why don't you go ahead and check out one of those boxes in the top left or top right and watch another video. We got lots of VR game reviews. Check them out. And as always,
we'll see you on the next one.